Ooh,
So,
ooh.
proposition iOS is more secure than Android, partly because it is closed source proprietary software. True or false?
I mean, well, one, like the whole thing isn't closed source. Like Darwin and stuff is open
No
source, right?
evasion. No evasion here. Let's go
I mean,
straight to the heart of the
you might as
matter.
well be saying like Vim versus Emacs here, right? Like, as in, is open source software more secure or less secure? Is like that's a complicated thing. Have you read like Cathedral and the Bazaar? Like, what is
Yes,
it? All bugs are. What is it? With enough eyeballs, all bugs are tractable, or all bugs are simple, or something, right?
it's
Like,
true, but that's an eventually consistent system.
I mean, Apple, to be clear, is a substantially bigger target. There's a reason like NSO Group and stuff prioritizes, iOS malware over anything else, because like every CEO and every executive is using an iPhone because they're fancier and prettier and nicer. So I think there's what's really funny is you're asking fundamental questions about, as in, if you want to say open source versus closed source, what's more secure, like if that's the specific lightning rod that you're asking and holding up into a thunderstorm right now, we can discuss that. But in general, the centralization versus decentralization is the more interesting thing, because a lot of times you see it in security. People are like, well, if I put all my eggs into one basket, it will be easier to secure and monitor the basket and to keep the basket patched and whatever, right? But then they're like, oh my God, I put all my eggs in one basket, and now you can lose all the eggs at once in the one basket, right? And so there, security is complicated. Anybody who's listening that thinks security is easy, or is curious about security and doesn't know why all these idiots keep doing
Okay,
dumb
can you
things,
stop the
like
evasion now? Like, come on, man. We need to talk about ransomware eventually, and you're evading right now on the smartphone question.
like I would say empirically, iOS has been more secure than Android, because Android is not one thing; it's an ecosystem. Like, it's like saying, is Windows more or less secure than iOS? Like, anybody can make a Windows machine. Like,
Well,
anybody
no,
can
we
do.
we we know the answer to that question.
Well, sure, but I don't think that there's one answer. Like, and even the way of saying that, well, this thing is more secure than that thing, and thus you should do this. Like, make your own choices. Like,
It's kind of true. Here's the other thing. The When I think about the actual bugs in iOS that have appeared over the last, call it 7, 8, 9 years, whenever there's a really savage like ownage of the iOS platform, it's just relentlessly savage. It just destroys people so badly. It's like the platform is so generally impenetrable that once it gets penetrated, it just can wreak complete havoc. I feel like there have been some security flaws in the iOS platform over the years that have been like really really shocking and horrifying. Am I mistaken, or it feels like they're like more severe than on Android?
I think a lot of this is a function of how they're reported on, because like all the people that you want to hack, if you're the bad guys, are using
They're
iPhones. And
using
so,
iPhones, right? True.
yeah, and the like casual, like, I'm going to have some sketchy app in the app store that is like, you think is a weather app, but is actually selling all of your app data, to some black market GDPR non-compliant reseller who's eventually selling it to App Annie or something. Like, that's like, there's sort of low level suckage is the nature of the beast in Android. Whereas, yeah, iOS, like, yep, it turns out that the Saudis bought a thing from the Israelis that let them go and read the iPhone of all the people that they want to hit with the bone saw or whatever. Like, it
Yeah.
tends to be a little more dramatic and targeted in iOS land.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.